Hello, fellow residents of Tamriel. It is the Beeve, and I wanted to make a quick little video here for you. I wanted to show you a couple little things real quick. First off, let me drop this guy back here. Just drop my ultimate out off in the middle of nowhere for the most part. Um, First off, there is this new housing furnishing right here called the Aetherial Well. What this does, it is kind of just for your basic uh, test dummy humping pleasures, I guess you could say. When you walk up to this and you click on it, it's going to restore all of your health, stamina, magicka, and refill your ultimate completely. This is coming with update 29. It will be available in the crown store. I'm guessing it's probably going to be like 4,000 or 5,000 crowns. I don't really think it's going to be worth it, to be honest with you, but it's kind of neat. So, wanted to show everyone that. You know, you can start every parse that you want to start with, an ultimate, and all of your resources and whatnot. Most people that are humping test dummies as often as I am, they don't. They already have that stuff ready anyway. They know how to parse to. They know when to throw their ultimate out. So if they're gonna use it again on the next parse, it'll be ready for them. But I mean, it's cool. It really is. If you just want to fill all your resources and your ultimate before going into a dungeon or something or starting a trial. I mean, everyone can gather around it and use it and have all their stuff ready. So I don't know how useful it'll be, but it's a nifty little tool, that's for sure. All right, so real quick, I'm going to run two quick DPS parses right here. So stick with me here. At the end of the second one, I'll explain everything that maybe you'll catch on to what's going on. But if you don't, I'll explain it when I come back. So let me do two quick parses here. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so maybe some of you caught on to what just happened right there. Maybe some of you didn't. Let me explain. You see my second parse that I did right there was a little over 1,000, almost 1,200. Almost, 586, 388. Yeah, so it was almost 1,200 more DPS per second on my second parse. The first parse that I did, I applied elemental susceptibility, which is major breach, which is one of the bonuses that, or one of the debuffs that a tank is able to provide with the pierce armor ability that they use. That pierce armor also applies minor breach as well, but regardless, first parse I used minor breach or major breach. Second parse I did not. My second parse should not have been higher than my first parse. So one of the things that I had been thinking during this, and I think I even said it in an earlier video, is that I do believe that maybe penetration is not being calculated correctly. And this kind of makes me think that or penetration just doesn't mean anything anymore. I don't know. Maybe as the next couple patches come along, we will see. Actually, maybe it is in the notes somewhere, or other people are, saying the same thing. I don't know. I don't read that stuff. I just get on here and figure things out on my own for the most part. Um, Maybe penetration isn't being calculated correctly, or maybe it isn't as important anymore, and it's already been known on like forums and things like that, and I just haven't read it. I don't know. I don't always have time to go on there, but I'm going to try to get in there and read and see if anyone else has mentioned this yet or not. Or if even ZOS has it somewhere in patch notes that penetration is not working correct. I don't know. But I absolutely should not have gotten a higher parse on my second one than on my first. With that breach should have given me a lot different damage output. Normally, like on live servers right now, the difference between breach being applied and not being applied is normally 4 to 5k different, honestly. Somewhere in that range. Here, no breach being applied was higher. So do some research on that. This gives me hope that maybe things are still broken on the PTS right now, and numbers aren't truly as low as they really are right now. But we will see. And if penetration is not being calculated correctly, that would go a long way in helping me understand why on like the raid Atronach dummy, I'm getting like 48 to 50k on tunes that I used to be getting 80 to 90k on. So it would like we're hoping for the best here, but that's just food for thought. And also, in contrast to the video that I made yesterday about damage mitigation, I went through a couple things, learned a few new things. As I said, I'm learning this as I go. I haven't done a whole lot of reading and whatnot, so I want to show you a couple things that I skipped over yesterday just because I wasn't paying attention to them. So I wanted to amend my video from yesterday a little bit. So right now, like we talked about, having damage output or damage mitigation in this tree. Now, granted, there are a couple things in this tree that you can fill out when you have more CP. Like right now, when you make a character on here, they're capping you at 810. So to get all of my points, get the most damage out of my abilities and whatnot is the reason that I have these points allocated where they are and have them equipped to my champion bar. Now, on like PC or on PlayStation, when this stuff goes live, I'm gonna have like almost 1,350 CP to be able to allocate because there's not gonna be a cap once this happens. So I'm gonna have another 100 and some points that I can put into each tree. So, and some people will have more, some people won't. I mean, it is what it is. But like, there are passives like this Eldritch Insight here, which this doesn't have to be equipped, and you can gain more magicka. The Precision one I already have filled out. That doesn't have to be equipped. The Timeless Discipline. This is max stamina. This doesn't have to be equipped. It just applies. This purple tree right here. this purple little dot right here, there are a bunch of different things in here. So we have a quick recovery in here. Uh, increases your health taken by 1% per stage. You can get another 5% health healing taken. Elemental Aegis, reduce the damage you take from magical attacks by 1% per stage. That's another 5% damage mitigation. We have reduce your damage taken from non-player attacks by 2% per stage. That can be another 10% mitigation from non-player attacks. So when you're in PvE. Reduce damage taken from martial attacks 1% per stage. That's another 5% damage mitigation for physical attacks. And then there's critical up here. This, if you're a PvPer, you can add some more critical resistance. But these can be filled out and don't have to be equipped. So you can get some more. You can get some damage mitigation out of these right here. So that's kind of nice. And then over here, like the piercing for offensive penetration, this doesn't have to be equipped. You can fill this up. There is increase your chance to apply a magical status effect by 30% per stage, and then grant a 100 weapon and spell damage to your magical attacks. And then on the other side is apply a martial status effect per 30% per stage. And then there is grants 100 weapon and spell damage to your martial attacks. Martial is your physical attacks. Your physical, poison, bleed, and disease. So you can get a little bit more, like if you have the CP, if you have enough CP to spend where you can fill these out in here as well, you get a little bit more damage output, whether you're Magicka or Stamina. So that helps, and these don't have to be equipped as well. So there are some things in here that you can fill out and not have to equip them that can help out a little bit. It is going to take a lot of CP to be able to do that. That's the only problem with that. But we'll get it figured out when time comes and it goes live, and we can adjust for how many CP points everybody has and whatnot. But just wanted to go over that real quick with you right there, show you that, like I said before, like I don't know everything about this. I'm learning as I go along, and I just kind of want to make a little amendment to that video that I had made yesterday. But that's all I got for you guys. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe for future videos and whatnot. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend and happy adventuring.